If you are receiving this transmission, you are the Cynical Militia. You are listening to Professor Cynical on all available frequencies. This is not a test. Coming to you from a studio in Glasgow, this is Professor Cynical.
Good day, you absolute legends. We have more breaking news because in the later hours of last night, Mr. Murray posted this. That is right, it is the next tier up of emojis, which is the 3-door emojis. Now, for anybody who doesn't know why this is significant, I'll just quickly go over what the emoji structure is. So, as we know, Mr. Murray goes onto Twitter or X or whatever it is you want to call it and posts an emoji for the next update that will be available for No Man's Sky in the very near future. Now, it will just be a single emoji, which is what we had yesterday. However, the next one up from that, which means we're going to get a little bit more in the update, is the 3 emoji tier. After that, there is the cowboy emoji, which is then even more content added into the game. And then after that, we have the gib emoji. Now, the gib emoji is only reserved for the best of the best updates, such as Worlds Part 1, Worlds Part 2, or what we just had more recently, which was the introduction of Corvettes into the game. Now, with that being said, I don't think this time around we are going to get the gib emoji, but crazier things than that have happened in No Man's Sky, so we'll have to wait and see. But what this does signify now is that there's going to be something more added. Whatever this door update seems to be, it's going to be a bit more beefier, a bit more juicier, which is very, very, very exciting stuff. And I am on a constant Murray watch right now to see if anything else changes. Will we see a cowboy emoji? I think that there's a real possibility of that, but it won't be available probably. If that's gonna drop maybe later on today, that's when we might see the cowboy emoji. But again, we'll have to wait and see. And you guys, ladies and gentlemen, were so vocal in yesterday's comments because I asked you, the viewer, what you think this door emoji means. What do you think is going to be in this update? And this is what you guys had to say. So our first comment goes like this: I like the method of announcing updates, giving a hint and then letting the community guess. It's a good way of hearing what's going on in everyone's imaginations, whilst also keeping the community excited about playing. I mean, absolutely 100% agree. Now, don't get me wrong, I can be frustrated also with that. There is a flip side to it. It can be very frustrating to guess and then it means absolutely nothing what you guess. But also, sometimes what's happened is Mr. Murray's posted an emoji and it turns out not even to be even remotely related to the update to the emoji. Like, there's no correlation between the two. But what it does do, and it does do very well, is get people talking about the next update. It gets people excited about playing No Man's Sky, and it gets people back into playing the game before the update. Now, this next comment, ladies and gentlemen, really intrigued me. So this is what it says. Does anyone else have that old song by The Doors running through their head? You know, the song called Light My Fire. It's very close to Light No Fire, and it's definitely associated with the word door. I mean, you know, the reason that really piqued my interest is because, yeah, it's kind of right. And we know that Light No Fire is to be announced properly with a release date anytime, like now, really, anytime soon. And it has been already speculated that this would be the roundabout time that they would give a release window and more information about it. So the door could also be the door to the next announcement of Light No Fire. But I also do believe that this is also an update to No Man's Sky, but maybe they are going to be also announcing Light No Fire and when we can get our hands on it, which is very, very, very exciting stuff indeed. Next up, we have this comment right here. So my interpretation of the new emoji of the door is as follows. To me, this is the most plausible. The door is going to be based around abandoned space stations somehow. But why do I say that? Because when you land on the abandoned space station, it says welcome home. That is very true. It does say that. So maybe you are onto something here. When you walk through your door of where you live and you are greeted as welcome home. So maybe it will be something spooky since it's close to Halloween, or maybe take control of abandoned space stations and bring life back to the system whilst using the space station as your own base. Well, again, owning your own space stations is something that we have been speaking about quite heavily on this channel, so it's a very real possibility. But either way, it will be around abandoned space stations. That's my guess. Let's see if I'm right. Well, let's see if you're right indeed. You're bookmarked in this video, so come back to it after the update and see if you was right or you was wrong. But let me know in the comment section, ladies and gentlemen. Let's have a vote. Do you think this chap is right? Yes or no? Let me know in the comment section down below. Now, the next comment here is short and sweet, but very to the point. So we have Halloween update. And yeah, I mean, you think about it. I mean, we got the emoji now, and what, 2 weeks down the line from now is Halloween. And last year, they did something similar. It was a little bit later on in the month, but they did something similar with the cursed update. They brought that out for Halloween. So it very well may be some sort of Halloween update, keeping up with the spooky season and the spooky vibe. I mean, what could the door represent? I mean, your imagination is as good as mine, but it very well could be Halloween related. So very exciting stuff nonetheless. I like Halloween themed stuff anyway, so that's definitely, you know, a plus in my book if it is definitely a Halloween update. But yeah, it makes sense. Maybe a new Halloween expedition, you know, Curse Part 2. That would be pretty cool. That was actually one of my more favorite expeditions I've ever played. So I mean, I'm all up for that, definitely. So the next comment says this: a door is messed up because boy does the type of door change the implications. Examples: closet door, basement door, or the spicy bedroom door. I mean, he has a point, right? Yeah, I mean, the type of door could symbolize different meanings, absolutely, but I think the emoji door is, what, just one door? I don't think there's a whole set of emoji doors, but I'm probably going to get proven wrong in the comments about that, but, you know, a door's a door in the emoji world as far as I'm aware of. But yeah, it could hold a lot of different meanings, you know, spooky door for Halloween, spicy bedroom door, as that comment said. Funny comment. I like that one. That was pretty good. The next comment says this: some years we get 4 expeditions. I'm also hoping for Corvette parts. I have seen some things in Captain Steve's channel about new parts. I think the door could mean opening the door to the glass. Now, let's talk about, first of all, the expeditions. Yes, there is going to be a new expedition this time around. Well, it might be new. It might be a new expedition, like, for example, the Cursed Expedition, because as we just already spoke about, Halloween theme. They brought out the Cursed Expedition last year for Halloween. So we might see that again, you know, a part 2 of that, or a new Halloween themed expedition. But what is most likely at this point is that we are going to get something called an Expedition Redux, which isn't a new expedition per se, but what it is a rerun every month to last us over the Christmas and New Year festive periods that will run consecutively until, let's say, February or something along the lines of that. And it'll be old expeditions that you might have missed this year or maybe even the previous year. Sometimes they kind of mix like previous years in, and you can go back, play them, and get like old rewards that you might have not already picked up. So that is what we are also very much expecting. So it might run directly after this new Halloween expedition begins, or it might just be Redux and continue from there. We don't know at this point, but we do know through leaks that there is an expedition on the way. So that much is very much certain. So also with the Corvette parts, I mean, absolutely, I've had a look in the game files. I've unlocked the new parts that you can get. Now, they don't work at the minute in game. They're not complete. The model of the parts are there, and they're all like more or less finished. They're just not functionally active yet, if that makes sense, but you can install them on your ships and whatnot, and I've done it through mods where it shows like these new parts. And yeah, there are new parts coming to No Man's Sky for Corvettes. There's new landing bays, there's new doors, there's a brand new what do you call it, like turrets and that for your ship, and all sorts of new stuff. It is quite crazy what is coming. Now, it's not an extensive list, but it is quite a bit that is coming through. So we could very well see that if everything's polished and ready to go for this new update. So, you know, doors could very well mean new doors coming onto ships, which I've actually seen that as a rumor already. So, you know, again, I would take it. I love Corvettes. I mean, the Corvette update in No Man's Sky was definitely the peak. Like, I'm so enjoying this update. I'm so enjoying No Man's Sky right now, all thanks to the Corvette update. So yeah, adding more things to build for my ship, yes please. I mean, I don't think anybody would disagree with that. So yeah, I mean, the chap says here, I think the door could mean opening the door to the glass, which again we spoke about yesterday with what I think it could be, which is access to the space station core, and then obviously opening up the door. It could also mean that the space station core teleports you to the realm of glass, which has been kind of floating around now. The No Man's Sky community chats for a very long time. I believe it was Captain Steve actually that was the main drive of it, funnily enough. But yeah, I mean, the realm of glass, it's in the lore, it's in the game. Glass. It very well might be this time around, but we'll need to wait and see. We need to see what goes on. But I don't think with the emoji that we currently have, the emoji level, we're on a 3 emoji, and 3 emoji right now to me says Corvette parts. But if we see a cowboy or we see the Gib emoji, which is the next 2 levels up, the realm of glass at that point is not out the realm of possibility. But we'll need to wait and see what happens. This next one here, maybe they just fix the issue where players can trap other players in their Corvette by blocking the door. I mean, maybe. I mean, as we know at the minute, there is problems with people getting dragged onto ships and taken to wherever. It is a very big problem right now in No Man's Sky. But at the same time, saying that, the expedition that we have or already had, I don't know if it's over yet or not, I can't remember, is that you needed to board, as part of that expedition, one of the milestones where you needed to board somebody else's ship and get taken to wherever. So it is technically an intended feature by the developers, by Hello Games. I mean, I'm not saying taking forcefully against your will and chucked in the back of your ship and off you pop and then, trapped in there. But there are ways to get around that if that ever happens to you. Like if someone blocks the door, just go into your settings and turn off and put back on multiplayer and they'll just disappear. That's the easiest and quickest way. But obviously if you're AFK, you can always get around that. And yeah, it is a problem. But I don't think they're going to fix it because I think that's an intended problem by Hello Games, because I've sent Zendesk reports about it. I've made videos about warning people about going AFK inside the anomaly, and it's not just about getting taken into somebody else's ship and going away. It's what happens past that, which I won't go into detail, but there are bugs, there are things that can happen out there that can put you in never-ending death loops, for example, and that's probably already saying too much, that you cannot get out of, that will break your game and save, and backups do not help. That's how bad it can be, and that's happening and has happened to players, especially on permadeath. It seems to be where they are targeting people at the minute. So in my opinion, they need to probably rebalance how it works. That maybe if you are taken off in somebody else's ship, then you must also, maybe a prompt comes up and you must also agree to take them with you, but also more importantly for the person on that ship that maybe didn't want to be there, have the option, yes or no tick, do you want to go with this person? Yes, brilliant, off you go. No, you just get flung out of the ship and the ship goes. Or something like that, There needs to be some kind of check balance for that. And that, in my opinion, would be the best way in order to keep everything still fun, but to keep everyone still safe. That's what I think. But let me know what you guys think about that. And also let me know, have you heard about some of the problems that have happened to players once they've been taken away? Again, let me know what you've heard, comment section down below. So ladies and gentlemen, it's that time now where we do check and see if Xbox has gone on sale for No Man's Sky. We check on PlayStation, we check on Steam and the Nintendo Switch as well to see if anything has gone on sale. Now, as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, everything is still showing a full commanding price. There is no sale happening across the board, and this information that I have right here is accurate as of 10 a.m. GMT, which is British time, English time, whatever, London time. of 10 a.m. this morning, and still nothing has changed. That could very well change today. I mean, I could put this video out and sales will start happening across the board. It's just the way the cookie crumbles. But this is the most up-to-date information that I have right now, and no sales have happened. So now the next question is no doubt is when this update is going to drop. Now, as I said in yesterday's video, usually what happens is they announce the next update through the emoji, then we get the sales, and then we get the update drop. But that time period usually takes anywhere from 3 to 5 working days. Now, 3 to 5 working days is anywhere from the 22nd to the 24th of this month. And that would really tie in with other data that we have on when updates and what days they like to drop. Now, the highest likelihood for the update to drop is on the 22nd, which is Wednesday. Failing that, the next highest time an update has dropped is on a Friday, which is the 24th. So it could be any of those dates. And don't get me wrong, updates have dropped on virtually every day of the week apart from Sunday, I believe, or Saturday. I can't remember, one of the two. But still, throughout the week, it can drop at any time, but the highest percentages are Wednesday and Fridays, so we'll have to wait and see what happens. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you guys think about today's episode. Comment section down below, you know what to do. And let me know, again, what rumors that you're hearing. What are you thinking about the update? Again, let me know, comment section down below. But as always, my name is Professor Cynical, and I'll catch you all again in the next one. Bye for now.
Join the Cynical Militia on Professor Cynical's Patreon. No exclusive perks needed. Just your passion for epic space adventures and bold discussions keeps the galaxy spinning. Choose your tier. Fuel the mission. Repent jar. $1 a month. Forgiveness for your ad block sins. A pack of Monster. $5 a month. Keep the creative thrusters firing. Absolute legends. $10 a month. That got me thinking. $50 a month. A bold, questionable financial decision that screams you're all in. Why join? Every pledge strengthens the Cynical Militia, keeping Professor Cynical's YouTube channel a thriving hub for No Man's Sky fans, craving news, updates, and unfiltered discussions. You're not just a supporter, you're part of a galactic community that dares to explore and think differently. Don't just traverse the stars, own them. Enlist now at patreon.com/ProfessorCynical1 and let's conquer the No Man's Sky universe together.